I want to talk about the Hungarian language. That some people claim that it's one of the most difficult languages in the world, and it certainly is complicated to learn it. All languages, they belong to a root. You have, like for instance, the Indo-European languages. That is the root of many languages. So actually, a language like English and Russian, Italian, they belong to the same root, and that root is the Indo-European language. Even if you don't, it doesn't seem like they have any similarities. It's like because if you're English speaking, you wouldn't understand Russian, but there are similarities between English and Russian language because they belong to the same root. So, for instance, the word mother, it sounds pretty much the same in all Indo-European languages. So, mother in English is mat in Russian. I think in Persian they say madar. In Spanish it's madre. In Swedish it's moder. In French they say mère. So it's like similar. You can really understand that these languages, they belong to the same, they have the same origin, so to say. And there are other languages, and they don't belong to the Indo-European languages, as Arabic. That's a Semitic language, and Hebrew. So there are no similarities between Semitic and Indo-European languages, although, of course, there could be loan words also. What about Hungarian? It's not even Indo-European, it's not Semitic, it's Finno-Ugric. So, it actually has some similarities with the Finnish language. And a couple of languages that are spoken in an area in Western Siberia. So, but, it used to be one language, but they grew apart, so to say. So a couple of words in Finnish are somewhat similar to the corresponding words in Hungarian. Like they say why, they say in Finnish mite, and in Hungarian it's mit. Hal is fish in Hungarian, in Finnish and Estonian they say kala. And vis, it means water in Hungarian, and Finnish it's vesi. So you see, Finnish and Hungarian, some similarities, but you could find Slavic words in the Hungarian language, although Slavic languages has nothing in common really with Hungarian, because two different roots belong to two different roots. But as Hungary is pretty much surrounded by other Slavic countries, this used to be behind the Iron Curtain, so there are Slavic loanwords in the Hungarian language, like Shomshed. In Russian they say sasied, it means neighbor. And kapusta, it's cabbage in Russian, same word in Hungarian. Draga means deer, and in Russian they say daragaya, deer. So some similarities between, loan words. This is a different thing actually. So that's the background about Hungarian. If you want to learn Hungarian, what do you do? How do you learn it? Of course, the best thing is to go to school. Maybe you could go to the university and attend some lessons there, meet other people that share the same interest. But you don't have the time, you don't have the money. So I decided to learn it on my own because I don't have that spare time, to go. And it's not like very easy to find a Hungarian course. So maybe I would have to travel a couple of hours for each lesson, and that's not worth. It's not worth it. If you go to the internet, you can find a website called Let's Learn Hungarian, and it's a couple. It's an American expat. I think he lives in Hungary, and a Hungarian woman, and they make lessons together, and you can go to their website and you can download podcasts. It's kind of, entertaining lessons, but it's more like on a survival level. If you're supposed to go to Hungary as a tourist, and you'll learn the phrases, but they don't explain the language grammatically. And I belong to the category of people that think that you have to really learn the language from scratch. You have to learn it the hard way. If you learn only like a couple of phrases, like how are you, how much is it, you don't understand. The meaning really of you don't understand the grammatic. So I think I want to learn from the basics from the beginning. So I found a couple of books, actually 2 books, learning material. There are not many books about the Hungarian language in my native language, Swedish, so the learning material is in English. I have found 2 books at the library. First one, is colloquial Hungarian. It looks like this, and it's Routledge. Belongs to a series of books by Routledge, and I actually don't like this book, this learning material that much, because it does not explain the grammatics very well, and it goes kind of fast forward, too fast forward. Just show you a little bit what it looks like. Here's a lesson. It starts out very easy. Phrases like Shia, it means hi, Sziasztok, hi to several people. Servus, service is actually a German loanword. It means hello. I haven't read this book too much. I'm going to return this book to the library very soon. I could always buy it, but I don't need to buy it. I found another book which I think is more interesting, and it's an old book. Its name is Learn Hungarian. And this book was printed in the 1960s, so it's old. And you can actually notice that it's old because, Hungary used to be a communist regime, so you have lots of sentences to translate. Like, for instance, we are the iron workers. These are union delegates from Czechoslovakia. So it's kind of old style book, but I like this one better, and I'm just going to show it to you again. I think I have reached chapter 6, and this really thoroughly explains every aspect of the language. The accusative plural. You have accusative. You don't have that in English. Accusative form. It's like you have the word book. It doesn't change in any way. You don't except for plural. It's like book, books. But otherwise than that, does not change. You don't have a bunch of endings to the word like they have in Hungarian. So this book, I actually like it. Here is where I am at, and I've learned a couple of words. I think this is obviously tractor, and I think this is chair or table, or this is table. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, these are Hungarian words. This is nyeltan, it's grammatics. Diak, it's student. Also, I think it's expensive. Yeah, machka, that is cat. So, as you see, I don't know all the words here. So I have a lot of study to do before I master the Hungarian language. But I have started. I feel I'm on my way to knowledge, to gain more and more knowledge about the language. It takes a lot of effort and patience to learn it. Because it's the language in itself. It differs from other languages in the sense, the grammatics. For instance, they have a lot of endings. As I said, for instance, if you have the prepositions, like in English, in the house, they have a definite article, like in English. That's a or as. That's before the word. Like the house is a has. But then the other prepositions, those are endings. You add them and put them. You put them in at the end of the word. So in the house in English would be a has been, and the possessive is like my house is hazam. Like car, my car, autom, the M in the end of the word. So in my car would be autom ban, and the ban thing, it's like in the end of the word. So there you go. And you have the word order. That is crucial in Hungarian language because, in English, it's like you could not change word order much without adding any other words. So it's like like the sentence, she likes flowers. You could say, could you say flowers likes she? No. Could you say likes flowers she? No. So, but in Hungarian you can change the word order and it becomes the sentence will change its meaning. But in English you have to add a couple of more words like flowers she likes, or likes she flowers, does she likes flowers. Then you add the does. But in Hungarian it's like you're free to just move the words around and you will have another sentence, a different meaning of this sentence. So that's kind of interesting. And but I will go on and learn, and so when I go to Hungary I will be able to understand what they say there.